What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Habit Engineer Hotline, where you can call me at this number right here, and I will teach you how to build habits that you can actually stick with or break bad habits um, in a way that they stay broken. That is what we're here for. My name is Max. I'm the Habit Engineer, and I developed the world's most effective habit building method after overcoming 5 different behavioral addictions myself. Um, so yeah, if you have call this number if you have any good habits that you want to learn how to build, bad habits that you're looking to break. Fishy, good to see you, man. How's it going? How is it going? We're back getting it done. Um, this is day 5 of the Habit Engineer Hotline. Um, yeah, so far so good. Yeah, it has been a minute, huh? Yep, it's changed. We're going straight for the calls now. Um, so it's kind of like um, imagine you have James Clear's phone number, and you want to call him about how you should build the habits that you're trying to build. James Clear is the author of Atomic Habits. Um, so yeah, essentially, imagine you've got James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, in your pocket, and you want to call him, ask him questions about the habits that you're trying to build. Um, that's me. I'm not James Clear, but that is what the Habit Engineer Hotline is for. So, yeah, hope everyone's having a blessed day. um, oh, if you call to America, it'll be expensive? Dang. That is unfortunate. Um, but yeah, so that's the Habit Engineer Hotline. Go ahead, give me a call at this number right here. If you have any questions that you would want to ask someone like the author of Atomic Habits, um, about building good habits that stick, breaking bad habits, any specific examples with your habits that you want to have engineered, um, I will teach you how to do it. You can, Fishy, if you have questions, you can definitely ask them in the stream. Um, but, uh, yeah, I just wanted to provide the phone number here because that's going to be a lot more, uh, it's a lot better communication. And I think it's more, interesting for viewers of the stream to be able to like hear this whatever conversation that I'd be having with someone live about engineering their habits. Like I feel like that would be more beneficial and a higher value add for people who are looking to understand how they can engineer their habits is by watching that kind of conversation happen live. Um, so yeah. Which I guess now that I hmm. which I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna start doing some of these hotline episodes with um like another person. Oh. Hmm. Like maybe I could bring another person onto the stream and we just have the conversation here and be able to put that. It's better if I use an app. Oh, I guess that's true. Can you call on WhatsApp? That might be better. For anyone who is hopping on here, this is the Habit Engineer Hotline. Um, Imagine you have James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, phone number, and you want to ask him questions about how you can build the habit that you've always been trying to build or break the bad habit that you've been trying to break. My name is Max. I developed the world's most effective habit building method, the Triple S method, after overcoming 5 different addictions myself. And so I want to pass that knowledge on to you guys and help you learn how to build good habits that you can actually stick with or break bad habits as well. Special guest WSP. I'm not sure what that means, but hello. Good to see you. Um, but yeah, go ahead and call in. Um, if you have any questions about building habits or want to uh, have help in engineering a habit that you've been struggling with, that is what the phone number is for. Um, I wonder if I could switch it to WhatsApp or something. It's a good point. Um, but yeah, that's what the stream is for. That's what the hotline is. Is just to help people build habits that they can actually stick with. So, if you find that that is helpful, I would appreciate subscribing, turning on. I guess you don't have to turn on notifications if you don't want, but just liking the stream, subscribing, so we can get this out to more people. Um, yeah, just waiting on some calls in right now. Um, in the meantime, I guess I can just go ahead and give you guys a rough overview of the Triple S method, which is the world's most effective habit building method. We have in the habit engineer community, which any of you guys could join. We are currently running a 92.46% success rate, um, in people actually being able to stay consistent with their habits. Um, so it's the most effective one in the world. I'm pretty proud about that. Um, and so the way that it works is there's 3 S's, right? Triple S method. The first S is that you want to make your habit specific. And the way you make your habit specific is you assign it a what, a when, and a where. What this does is when you attach an action with a location and a time, it creates what's called neural resonance, which essentially just gives an idea, or in this case, a habit, a lot more weight in your brain. Then once you have that what, when, and where fully specified. The idea there is that you want to make it something so specific that you can visualize it like you're watching a movie in your head. And so once you've got it, that level of specificity down, then you move on to the next S, which is simple. And the way you make sure your habit is simple enough is you just run your what, when, and where through this filter question, which is just, okay, do I feel 100% confident in my ability to stick to my habit every single day for the rest of my life? No questions asked. If the answer is no, that's okay. That's pretty normal. But what happens then is that you just go back to the specific stage and then you re-engineer the what, the when, the where, something with that specificity until it's so simple that you reach that level of confidence, that 100% confidence. Because you want it to be something that you feel like you can do in perpetuity forever in order for you to actually compound and access the compound growth or the exponential returns of doing that thing consistently. James Clear has a quote where he just says that the compound interest, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, right? So being able to design a habit, engineer a habit using the Triple S method so you can actually stick with it long enough to experience those exponential returns. That's the goal of this company. That's the goal of this hotline. That's the goal of this live stream. That's the goal of my life. Is just to design habits that I can stick with for long enough that I experience exponential returns. And that should be the goal of, I mean, every person, frankly, who wants to get the most out of life. So then, once you have that level of simplicity, then you go to the next S, the last S in the Triple S method, which is sealed. And you want to seal your habit with some type of 1 second celebration. Whether there's generally celebrations fall into two different categories. You've got external celebrations and internal celebrations. External celebrations would be like after you complete your habit, you have a dance party, or you check a box off on your calendar, or after your gym workout, you go get a protein shake or something like that. That is more of an external factor, external validation, something rewarding for you, so that way you're closing that habit feedback loop. There's a good BF Skinner quote. He did a bunch of studies. He found essentially what gets rewarded gets repeated, right? So being able to attach your habit with the reward will allow you, or will give you a greater chance of success in actually sticking with your habit for the long term. Again, because we want to stick with it for the long term so we can experience the compound interest, the compound or the exponential returns that are possible with that. Excuse me. And yeah, so then internal rewards would be more of like positive affirmations, some type of mental recognition, being able to like take a break from something afterwards might be an internal reward. Essentially, you just want it to be something that is rewarding for you, that doesn't increase the friction in getting you to do your habit. Um, because sometimes people will um, attach a reward to try to get them to do a habit that is actually more of a detractor from getting you to do a habit than it is an incentive to get you to do the habit, because it's too big of a reward. The reward itself is too big of an idea. So, for example, to go back to the example of um, the gym, like maybe you initially say that your reward is to go and get a protein shake after you go to the gym. But then you find yourself not going to the gym because you don't want to drive to whatever restaurant place you get your protein shakes afterwards, because it's an extra 10-minute drive or something. And you're like, oh, I have to drive 10 minutes to the gym and then I have to drive 10 minutes to get my protein shake. I just don't want to go, right? So you want to not do that and make sure that the reward is not increasing the level of resistance or the level of friction in getting you to actually do your habit. So maybe instead of going and buying a protein shake, you just go home and make one, or you just have, I don't know, you figure something else out, whatever it is that is rewarding for you, that will help incentivize you to actually be consistent with your habit. And so we've got a bunch of people who are joining off and on here, but this is the Habit Engineer Hotline. You can call this number right here, and I will take your call, and we'll talk about how you can build a habit that you actually can stick with, and or break a bad habit that you're trying to break. Yeah, that is the purpose of this hotline. Think of it like you've got the author of Atomic Habits in your pocket. You want to call him and say, hey, what's the best way that I should build this habit or break this bad habit? That's essentially what this hotline is. My name is Max. I developed the world's most effective habit building method, the Triple S method, after overcoming 5 different addictions in my life. And yeah, my goal is just to teach as many people how to build habits they can actually stick with, since they don't teach that in schools, and it's kind of annoying. So yeah, that's the goal. But yeah, we're just waiting for some calls to come in. So if anyone wants to get some guidance on how to build a good habit they can stick with or break a bad one, go ahead, call this number right here, and we'll take your call live, and I'll teach you how you can build a habit that you can actually stick with using the Triple S method, which is the world's most effective habit building method, and we'll get it done. There we go. It's kind of funky how my hat like disappears into the screen or whatever. It's all good. Yep, just waiting for any calls to come in. Would appreciate y'all subscribing and liking this live stream so we can get it out to more people. We want to be able to provide anyone watching with lots of real world content and like actual experiments being run by from people calling in, just actually teaching, so it's more valuable for you. So the more subscribers we get, or the more likes this live stream gets, the more it pushes out to more people, and we're able to help more people that way. So but yeah, hope y'all are doing well. Let me know in the chat how your habits have been going, and what habits you're working on right now. Um, that would be cool. That'd be cool to see. Just kind of what habits people are trying to build and work on. In the meantime, while we're waiting for any calls to come in. Yeah, I mean, not really sure what to say besides this. If you want some habit building advice like the author of Atomic Habits would give you, call this number. And I'll run you through the world's most effective habit building method. I'll run a habit that you're trying to build, help you to engineer it with the world's most effective habit building method, Triple S method, and teach you how you can build habits that you can actually stick with. So that'll be good. But yeah. Yep. I wonder if... What's up, Cowbro? Oh, lighting on. That's new. Retouch on? Oh, interesting. Don't mind me, chat. Just mess around with YouTube live tools. LOL. Okay. Good to see you, Cowbro. Appreciate you hopping on. Give the video or give the live a like if you wouldn't mind. See if we can get pushed out to a few more people who want some help with their habits. I'm trying to think about what would be the best. Already did. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good one. Have a good weekend, too. Peace out. I'm probably going to wrap this stream up here in about 5.5 minutes once I hit the half-hour mark. Since it doesn't look like we're getting too many / any takers on the calls. Yeah, I just got to get my subscriber count up so that way people are actually calling in. about their habits and stuff. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking about some ideas here. Um, there's an options trading strategy that I used to trade with, and I never really I lost a bunch of money doing it. But the only reason I lost a bunch of money is because I didn't have enough discipline to actually follow the system. The system itself works. Um, and I just didn't stick with the system, and that's why it didn't work. So I'm gonna use the triple S method to engineer a habit to help me to actually stick with the system, and then start working on that and see where that puts me in like a year or so. I think that'd be kind of lit. Like very lit. um so yeah, I definitely want to experiment with that. And then I can make a ton of money doing that. And then just teach this. Yeah, that would be cool. But I've gotta prove it to myself that I can actually earn doing it if I implement it with the triple S method to help me stay consistent. Before I would really dump any money into it past like the bare minimum. Yeah. Could be fun. Could be fun. Will be fun. Because I'm just going to do it. And learn from my mistakes. Run the experiments. See what happens. And do good and be better. Awesome. Well, I don't think I've had any calls come in. So feel free to subscribe, and we'll be back on Monday. Wait, no, today's Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow with the next episode of the Habit Engineer Hotline. helping you learn how to engineer your habits so they can actually be habits that you stick with. Yeah, keep the change and keep changing, everyone. Peace.